slippery substances are happened here. Slippery. Because of the some of the grinding and crushing is the over. That's why slippery substances are happened inside of our oral cavity. That's why the slippery substances is called bolus. What we call? Bolus. After mastication. What is the meaning of the mastication? Grinding, crushing, tearing and everything is over. That's why the substances already 50% of the carbohydrates is also, to simplify, then the slippery substances is the happened or the formed, that is called the bolus inside of our mouth. That is, so the bolus is the present here. Clear? Right. Then this bolus, now here, right, this mouth and buccal cavity, the food item like bolus, it is also to coming from, so buccal cavity into here, esophagus like food pipe through the pharynx, through the pharynx. So what is the pharynx? The pharynx is a muscular body which is a common passage of esophagus like the food pipe and even windpipe like trachea. Look at this is the common passage. So the common passage of the esophagus and even the trachea like a windpipe, that is called pharynx. But how? The food, especially food, is also to clearly enter into the esophagus and wind only enter into this windpipe. So in this place, actually here is flap-like structure. Some of the flap means the flap, the closed mouth-like structure, the flap-like structure which is the present in pharynx. In the pharynx is called epiglottis. Epiglottis. That is prevents the entry of the food particles into windpipe. Clear ma? Generally inside of our mouth, just you observe, and you also standing in front of your mirror, in front of the mirror, and just you observe some flap-like structure is moving here inside of our mouth. So that is called the epiglottis. So this epiglottis, what is the function of epiglottis? The epiglottis is also prevents entry of the food particles into the windpipe. That's why it is only clearly this all the food substances neatly enter from the buccal cavity into esophagus through pharynx. Clear now? After the mastication, bolus is formed. This bolus, slippery substances, easily to move towards the buccal cavity into esophagus like the food pipe through the pharynx. Clear? Yes, that is. So the pharynx is over. That's why here in the common passage of the windpipe and food pipe is called the pharynx. That pharynx is specialized structure is called the epiglottis, which is prevent the entry of the food particles into windpipe. Clear? So that's why wind only to enter into the windpipe and next furtherly lungs and we will discuss in the respiratory system of the human. So that is separate. But now we want to the digestive tract. That's why the food is entering into the esophagus. Or general name is called food pipe. Clear ma? Right. Next. Esophagus, generally food pipe. So esophagus, it is long tube from our like the pharynx to stomach. Pharynx to stomach. But the esophagus, there is no any enzymatic reactions in esophagus. But how this bolus is also moved from buccal cavity into stomach through the esophagus. Now very well this esophagus just to made up of muscles. That's why very smooth muscles. That's why it is also to contraction and expansions are they have. Which one? This tube also to have the contraction and expansion. That's why these vibrations, the moving of the esophagus like a wave like structure. this movement, the contraction and expansion of the esophagus. So that's why they vibrate, it vibrate. Which one? Esophagus is vibrate. So with the help of these vibrations, the food like a bolus easily to move towards the stomach. Clear ma? So that's why this is the easily to move towards the stomach. So because of there is no any disturbances. There is no any disturbances. Smoothly, easily, that is also food like the bolus is moved towards the stomach with the help of the movement is called like the wave-like structure. Wave-like structure of the esophagus is called peristaltic movement. What is that? PER STAL, peristaltic movement. Peristaltic movement or peristaltic movement. So what is the peristaltic movement? Actually the peristaltic movement is happened or not. Very simple, and just we go to the one of the experiment. For example, like this is just model of esophagus, food pipe. Okay, now look at this is bolus. Now this bolus is also to enter into esophagus. Okay, esophagus. That's why this movement. Look at. Clear ma? This movement like this. Bolus enter into the esophagus, the movement of esophagus, vibrations, contraction and expansion. Look at that, bolus is also to move towards the downward, like this is the stomach. Clear? Okay, right. So that's why clear. Movement of bolus from buccal cavity to like the stomach through the esophagus. The wave-like movement of the esophagus is called peristaltic movement. Already I told. That is the peristaltic movement. Okay, clear? Peristaltic movement. This wave-like structure, the contraction and expansion. So that's why this wave-like structure easily the food substances are like move towards the stomach. Clear? Right. So then, but there is no any actions, enzymatic actions in esophagus. After the esophagus, now we'll discuss the stomach. Clear? Right. Stomach, this is the sac-like structure. The food, most of the food is long time stored in the sac-like structure is called the stomach. Okay, stomach. Now the stomach is inner portion of the stomach, means inner walls of the stomach is to enclosed by one of the layer is called mucus layer. What? Mucus membrane or the layer. Mucus layer is the present. So what is the importance of the mucus layer? The mucus layer is protect. So protect to the stomach from acidic nature of the food. We are taking in the different types of food. That's why the acidic natures or impact on the stomach that will mostly harm to stomach. That's why this mucus layer is also to protect the total stomach, okay, inside of the stomach. That is the important function of mucus layer. Okay, coming to the point in the stomach. After that, here when the food is also stored, the food is stored. Now the walls of the stomach is secreted important juices are HCl, hydrochloric acid, and gastric juice. Okay, clear? HCl and gastric juice. HCl and gastric juice. So what is the importance of this? HCl, hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, that is impact on bacteria which is harmful. So which is the present harmful bacteria which is present inside of the taking food, that is also to kill by, actually this all this is all the bacteria killed by HCl juice, like the hydrochloric acid. And that's why, and even this is the completely to make a acidic nature of the portions, acidic natures. That's why that promote to the enzymatic actions is very speedy. That is also to enzymatic actions. So this is the importance of HCl. Number one, first of all, the HCl is also to kill the bacteria which is harmful to us, the present in the taking food, that is also killed by the HCl. One, first of all. Second thing it is, in make a acidic nature, that's why, and synthesizing all this enzyme actively. That is the second important use. Next one, gastric juice. The gastric juice is also to contain one of the enzyme, that is pepsin. What is that? Pepsin. That juice is called pepsin, means enzyme. Now this enzyme pepsin is acted on proteins. Right? Pepsin is acted on protein. The proteins are synthesized, means simplified and changed into peptones. So proteins are complex substances. Now they are simplified by the pepsin and they change into peptones, means simple form. But that peptones means only partially digested, synthesized, not fully. You know very well. So what is the simple form of the protein? Amino acids. But now form peptones only to form. That's why the remaining portions are the present in the further steps. Okay, clear? That's why it is protein changed into peptones by the action of pepsin. Clear? Right. You know very well already carbohydrates. Of the carbohydrates are simplified into, like it is also maltose. Clear now? This is already broken down into the pieces. Has been broken down into the here. So that's why now proteins and carbohydrates both are already broken down into the pieces like maltose and peptones. That's why here the semi-solid substances are formed inside of the stomach by the action of HCl and gastric juices. Now semi-solid type of the substances are happened, means formed inside of the stomach. It is called chyme. What is that? Chyme. Semi-solid substances, semi-solid food is called, or formed inside of the stomach is called chyme. Clear? Right. That's why the stomach, some long, that is the particular time, that is the food is stored in the stomach. And finally, so now the end portion of the stomach, the last, one end is connected with the esophagus, and another end is also to connected with the here final stomach into small intestine, connected with the small intestines. But in this time here, these portions, this when you go to this small intestines here, one of the portion is generally duodenum is the present here. Duodenum. Okay, duodenum is connected in between of stomach and small intestines. And final, the last portion of the stomach, of course, this is the duodenum. Here the mostly the ring-like muscles are the present here. The ring-like muscles. Those ring-like muscles are called pyloric sphincter. Okay, ma? Now, the stomach, the end portion of the stomach is connected with the small intestines. So, here the ring-like muscles are the present. Those muscles are called the pyloric sphincter. Pyloric sphincters. The pyloric sphincters are responsible for allows only small quantity of the food from the stomach into small intestines. So, because of the diameter of the small intestines, very thin, that's why it is only allows small quantity of the chyme from the stomach into small intestines. That's why this is the pyloric sphincters are moved, open and close. Okay, open and close, and allows only small amount of the chyme like food from the stomach into allows from the stomach into the small intestines. So, but this entire food items mean completely it is the present in the stomach, and small quantity only so enter into the small intestines through the duodenum. Clear? Through the duodenum. But which is the open and close? Pyloric sphincters are open and close. Clear? That is the importance of stomach. Clear, ma? So that's why next we'll discuss in small intestines. Small intestines. Right. Small intestine. The small intestines, so which is very long part of the digestive tract, which is very longest part of the here. and approximately 7.5 meters. 7.5 meters long is the present here, but highly coil-like structure. How it is possible, sir? 7.5 meters long tube. How it is possible? It is located a small portion, means it is a highly coiled portion. Highly coiled. That means in the twining is the present. That's why highly coiled the portions are the present, which is a 7.5 meters long tube. But this tube is very narrow. The tube is very narrow tube. So very narrow tube. And now these small intestines, when the food is a small quantity of the food, so entered from the stomach into small intestines. That is called chyme. Okay, chyme. So already semi-solid type of food. Okay, and further develops, means further digestions are the happened inside of the small intestines. So we'll discuss the small intestines. So, and before going to the explain about this small intestines, here as two associated portions, portions of the digestive systems are the present here. Already explained here. One of these gland, one of the gland is the present. That is here present. Liver. Liver is the largest gland of the human body. That where it is located means, and especially the upper portion of the abdominal cavity. Upper portion of abdominal cavity on the right side. On the right side, abdominal. So upper portion of the abdominal cavity on the right side. This large gland of the human body is located. That is called liver. What is the color of the liver? That is the reddish brown in color. So the reddish brown in color is the present here. So that's why this reddish brown in color, so the liver is secreted important juice is called, so now bile. What juice is there? Bile. Bile juice. But this bile juice is not contain any enzymes. It doesn't have any enzymes. That is the speciality of the bile. So but wonder it is also to influence on or impact on already carbohydrates over, proteins over, which is the present balance fats. Now the bile is to released by the liver, and in here one of the portion is the present here in the bile, here gallbladder. This is a small sac-like structure. The bile is stored sometime. Bile stored portion. Sometimes bile is also stored in this gallbladder. After that, this bile is also released into the directly that is connected into the small intestines. Clear? From the liver to small intestine. So the bile is also to travel through the bile duct. Tube. Bile tube is the present. That's why bile tube, through the bile tube, bile is travel from the liver to small intestines. Clear, ma? Liver, which is the largest gland of the human body, that is also located in upper portion of the abdominal cavity on the right side. So this is liver is reddish brown in color, and now which is released. So one of the important juice is called the bile juice. That bile juice is not contain any enzymes, no enzymes. No enzymes. It is stored in some time in the gallbladder. After that, that is also to move from the liver to small intestines through the bile duct. It is connected with the bile duct. Okay, clear now? So the bile duct, of course, everything it is also to travel through the duodenum. Travel through the duodenum. Clear now, ma? Bile duct. Then this juice, what is the importance of the bile juice? The bile juice is acted on firstly fats. Fats. The fats are simplified. Fats are simplified. So, but large fat globules are present that converted into small fat globules. Clear now? Bile juice is acted on fats, and now this is promotes to conversion of large fat globules to small fat globules. But not, not the fats are not fully digested because of what is the simple form of the fats, fatty acids and glycerol. But these are not formed. The first step is fats are changed into large fat globules into small fat globules. This process is called emulsification. What is the step? Clear? Okay, so what is the process? It's the bile juice which is released by or secreted by the liver and acted on the fat and promote to the conversion of large fat globules into small fat globules. The process is called emulsification. Clear? Synthesizing of the fats, the first step, that is called the emulsification. That's why so all are, that is advised, the doctors and everybody is also to advise don't take the over fats in our diet. Means you observe carefully, carbohydrates 50% is digested in our mouth, proteins are digested in 50% in our stomach, but fats are not digested even in our stomach also. That's why still in stomach also fats are still in complex state only to the present. That's why it's so difficult to digest. That's why don't take over fats. After the stomach, the first time the fats are simplified into small intestine. Clear? So that is the cause. That's why mostly all the doctors are advised don't take more fats in our taking food like the diet. That is the reason. Okay, clear. Now the bile juice, this is the information. The next one of the portion, you observe carefully one time the diagram here. So in this below the stomach here, another portion is also to the present.